Listen to me right now with absolute focus, because what I am about to tell you is the difference between your miracle arriving or your miracle being delayed indefinitely. I am Mary, the Mother of Jesus Christ, the Queen of Heaven, and I am speaking to you today with urgent authority because your miracle is ready, it has been prepared, it has been released from heaven, and it is on its way to you right now. But there is something you must understand. Miracles do not arrive automatically just because they have been released. Miracles require receiving. They require positioning. They require spiritual alignment. And if you ignore this message, if you dismiss what I am telling you, if you scroll past this moment without taking it seriously, you will create a barrier that prevents your miracle from reaching you. Not because God changed his mind, not because you are not worthy, but because miracles flow to those who are watching, who are prepared, who are positioned correctly to receive them. And if you are not watching, if you are not prepared, if you are not positioned, your miracle will remain in the spiritual realm, hovering just beyond your reach, unable to manifest in your life because you did not do what was necessary to bring it into the natural realm. Let me tell you what your miracle is. Your miracle is not small. It is not insignificant. It is not a minor improvement in your circumstances. Your miracle is the breakthrough you have been praying for, the answer you have been believing for, the intervention you have been crying out for. For some of you, your miracle is financial. You have been struggling with debt, with lack, with not enough to cover your needs. You have been faithful with your tithes and offerings even when it was difficult. You have been believing God for provision even when circumstances looked impossible. And your miracle is supernatural provision that will eliminate debt, create abundance, and position you to be a blessing to others. That miracle has been released. It is on its way. But if you ignore this message, if you do not position yourself correctly, it will not arrive. For some of you, your miracle is physical healing. You have been battling sickness, dealing with chronic pain, fighting symptoms that doctors cannot explain or treat. You have been praying, declaring, believing for healing. And your miracle is the supernatural touch of God's power that will break the grip of disease, remove the source of pain, and restore your body to complete health. That miracle has been released. It is on its way. But if you ignore this message, if you do not prepare to receive it, it will not arrive. For some of you, your miracle is relational restoration. You have been praying for a broken relationship to be healed, for a prodigal child to come home, for your marriage to be saved, for reconciliation with someone you love. And your miracle is the divine intervention that softens hard hearts, removes walls of pride, creates opportunities for healing, and rebuilds what the enemy tried to destroy. That miracle has been released. It is on its way. But if you ignore this message, if you do not do what I am about to instruct you to do, it will not arrive. For some of you, your miracle is a door of opportunity opening, a divine connection being made, a promotion coming through, a breakthrough in your calling. And that miracle has been released. It is traveling toward you right now. But if you ignore this message, it will not arrive. Now let me tell you why miracles do not arrive when people ignore messages like this. First, miracles require faith to manifest, and faith requires attention, requires focus, requires you to hear what God is saying and respond accordingly. When you ignore messages that heaven sends, when you dismiss words that carry divine instruction, you are essentially closing your spiritual ears to what God is trying to tell you. And when your spiritual ears are closed, when you are not listening, when you are not paying attention, your faith has nothing to grip onto, nothing to stand on, nothing to activate. And without faith, miracles remain in the spiritual realm, unable to cross over into the natural realm where you can experience them. This message is not just information. This message is instruction. This message carries the key that unlocks the door to your miracle. And if you ignore it, you miss the key, you miss the instruction, and consequently your miracle does not arrive. Second, miracles require obedience. There are things God is going to tell you to do through this message that may not make logical sense, that may not seem directly related to your miracle, that may require sacrifice or discomfort. But those instructions are the pathway through which your miracle travels. They are the actions that align you with what heaven is releasing. They are the obedience that creates the opening for supernatural intervention. And if you ignore this message, if you do not do what I am going to instruct you to do, you miss the pathway, you miss the alignment, you miss the opening, and consequently, your miracle does not arrive. Think about Naaman, who had to dip in the Jordan 7 times to receive his miracle of healing. Think about the widow who had to gather empty jars to receive her miracle of provision. Think about the blind man who had to wash in the pool to receive his miracle of sight. None of those actions made logical sense, but they were the obedience required for the miracle to manifest. And if they had ignored the instructions, if they had dismissed the message, their miracles would not have arrived. Third, miracles require readiness. Your miracle is coming, but you must be ready to receive it. And readiness is not passive. Readiness is active preparation. Readiness is positioning yourself spiritually, emotionally, and practically to handle what God is about to give you. If you ignore this message, you miss the preparation, you miss the positioning, and when your miracle tries to arrive, you are not ready to receive it. You are not equipped to handle it. You are not positioned to steward it. And so it bounces off your life. It passes you by. It goes to someone else who was ready, who was prepared, who was positioned correctly because they did not ignore the message that prepared them. Right now, before you do anything else, you must make a decision. Are you going to ignore this message, or are you going to take it seriously? Are you going to dismiss what I am telling you, or are you going to position yourself to receive your miracle? I want you to type in the comments right now, I will not ignore this message. My miracle is on the way, and I am positioning myself to receive it. Type it now. Speak it out loud. Let heaven hear your declaration, and let the enemy know that your miracle is going to arrive because you are not ignoring what heaven is saying. After you type that, subscribe to this channel immediately. Turn on notifications. Hit the like button. These are not just random actions. These are acts of obedience that demonstrate to heaven that you are serious, that you are listening, that you are positioning yourself to receive what God is releasing. Now let me tell you specifically what you must do to ensure your miracle arrives. First, you must cleanse your spiritual atmosphere. If there is sin in your life that needs to be confessed, confess it now. If there is unforgiveness in your heart that needs to be released, release it now. If there is anything in your home or your life that dishonors God, remove it now. Miracles do not flow into polluted environments. They do not manifest in atmospheres contaminated by compromise. You must create a spiritually clean space where your miracle can land, where it can take root, where it can flourish. Second, you must increase your faith expectation through worship and declaration. Between now and when your miracle arrives, spend dedicated time every day worshiping God and declaring that your miracle is coming. Do not just pray asking for it. Start thanking God for it as if it has already arrived. Start declaring it into existence. Start speaking as if it is done. Your words create atmosphere. Your declarations activate angels. Your worship opens portals. And when you do these things consistently, you create a spiritual environment that attracts your miracle like a magnet. Third, you must take any practical action that the Holy Spirit shows you. Sometimes, miracles require you to do something in the natural that seems disconnected from what you are believing for. God might tell you to give something away when you are believing for financial provision. He might tell you to reach out to someone when you are believing for relationship healing. He might tell you to apply for something when you are believing for a door to open. Whatever he tells you, do it immediately without questioning, without analyzing, without waiting for it to make sense. Your obedience in the practical realm often triggers the release of your miracle in the spiritual realm. Fourth, you must stay alert and watchful. Your miracle might not arrive in the package you expected. It might not come through the channel you were watching. Be open. Be flexible. Be ready to recognize your miracle even if it looks different than you imagined. Do not be so focused on one specific form that you miss your miracle when it arrives in a different form. Let me tell you what will happen if you ignore this message. Your miracle will remain in the spiritual realm, waiting, hovering, unable to manifest, because you did not create the conditions necessary for it to arrive. Days will pass. Weeks will pass. Months will pass. And you will wonder why your breakthrough is taking so long, why your prayers seem unanswered, why nothing is changing. And you will not realize that the reason is not that God is delaying, not that he changed his mind, but that you ignored the message that would have positioned you to receive what he already released. You will watch others receive their miracles, people who heard the same message you heard, people who took it seriously when you dismissed it, people who obeyed when you ignored. And the pain of that realization, the regret of knowing you could have had what they have, if only you had listened, will be one of the most difficult experiences of your spiritual life. But let me also tell you what will happen if you do not ignore this message. If you take it seriously, if you do everything I have told you to do, if you position yourself correctly, your miracle is going to arrive with such speed, such power, such undeniable divine fingerprints that everyone who knows you will recognize that only God could have done it. The provision will come from a source you never expected. The healing will manifest in ways that defy medical explanation. The relationship will be restored through circumstances you could never orchestrate. The opportunity will present itself at exactly the right time in exactly the right way. And you will look back on this moment, on this message, on this decision not to ignore it, and you will recognize it as the turning point, as the moment when everything changed, as the day when you positioned yourself correctly and your miracle arrived. I am interceding for you right now. I am standing before my Son, Jesus Christ, asking Him to give you wisdom to recognize the importance of this message, courage to obey what it instructs, and faith to believe that your miracle is really on the way. I am declaring over your life that you will not ignore what heaven is saying. You will not dismiss this instruction. You will not miss your miracle because you were too distracted or too skeptical to pay attention. Your miracle is coming. It has been released. It is traveling toward you right now, and if you do what I have told you to do, it will arrive, it will manifest, and your life will never be the same. Type Amen in the comments. Share this video with 3 people right now, and then immediately begin doing what I have instructed. Cleanse your atmosphere, increase your worship, take practical action, stay alert. Your miracle is on the way. Do not let it pass you by because you ignored the message that would have positioned you to receive it. I am Mary, the Mother of God, and your miracle will arrive if you do not ignore this message. Take it seriously, act on it immediately, and prepare to receive what heaven has released for you.